Let's talk about layouts. So now NextJS has brought something amazing that is layout. So if you've worked with Django, so in Django there is a base.html. So that file is one that has the same contents regardless of which page. It has block content like in Django, but this time round in here it has children. So children is sort of like in the center, and let me open up that page. Okay, so this is the page. All right, so this is how it works. Okay, so it has children in the center. Children is the content of every single page that we're gonna visit. Make sense? So children is like every single page that we shall visit. However, whatever that is above children or below children is gonna be the same content that will go on every website. So what do I mean? That can be like nav bars. All right, so now going back to our contents. Okay, going back to our contents, we can create a header. All right, and in our header we're gonna create page.js in there. Okay, then RFC, then that's gonna be our header. You need to be careful with this naming because NextJS has a header as well of itself. All right, so yeah, we're gonna name it header, and so this is how we're gonna be. Now we're gonna get into now building our real app. All right, so what we're gonna do in here, let me just show you how it works. So we have a header. So now when we get back to layouts, we can say now we don't need all these styles. All right, we don't need that style. Okay, keep that like that. So above, remember we said whatever that is above it is what's gonna show on every page. All right, so the naming convention should be that. All right, then that should auto import. So I'm gonna clean out everything around here. So now since we're using the layout, now we can import everything from our, so that's the bootstrap. So now we can take out the bootstrap from there, and then we can add the bootstrap in here. Okay, because this is now going to be our main page that shares content all over the page. All right, so now we can go ahead and change the title. Okay, I'm gonna call this movie mingle. This is what's gonna show up above. Let me show you that. So this is what's gonna show up over here, and then we can add a description. Watch movies, and so now that's fixed. There you go. So now, so that's going to be the description. We shall not spend a lot of time over there. So now this is our header. So we need to add something in our header. All right, so we need to add something in our header, and that's in components. So our header, that's the name. So we've imported it, so it's over here. Is it? Yeah, it's imported. And then if we go back, the reason that's why it's not showing is because the color. All right, so if we come over here, so I need to make sure that so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna give it a random color. So this is, where is our, I'm gonna maximize that. Okay, there we go. So the reason as to why it's not showing, so this is the old dummy content around at the moment. Okay, text white. Okay, so there you go. So now when we go back to our layout, so now we're on the about page. Okay, so remember in our page, our index page, we had all this content. Okay, so now this can be our home, and then now we don't need to put all this stuff, so this can be home. Okay, so okay, so that's home. Now we go to in here, and then no, sorry, we need to go in here, get that out, comment, sorry, import link, import link from NextJS. So now that's sorted. So now go back in here, so get this out. There you go. So now when you go to home, you're gonna see that when you go to about, it's gonna be the same thing. So now we don't need to reload our pages to go backwards and stuff. So pretty amazing, right? So now if you think this is nice and you're learning something right now, go ahead and smash the like button, because now we're gonna get into the real good stuff and building our real project. So yeah, gonna need some water. There you go. All right, so now let's start with our header. Okay, okay, so we're done with the layout. Okay, yeah, we're done with the layout, and we're gonna start with so we're not, for our project, we're not gonna need the about. So I was just showing you that. Maybe I'm gonna leave it out, because you guys will just keep on you improve it, and you can add, you can make it your own project or YouTube or something. So okay, so now layout is done. We've talked about that, and let's work on the header. Okay, design the header and everything. So yeah, the first thing we're gonna do, okay, to design our header is all right. So the first thing we're gonna do is to give a width of 100. Okay, so that it pans out all over the screen. And so within here, okay, I'm gonna create another div, and then within this div, I'm gonna give a class name, okay, where we have that is display flex, and then flex row, and then justify content, center, and then align items, center, and then no, actually what we're gonna do, right, because we need to design something like this. Okay, so instead of justify content, we're gonna say justify content between. All right, between, so that they push each other at the extreme. So now the last thing is going to be the width 100. All right, so in here, now that we're in here, okay, we are gonna need a header for a title. We're gonna need a header, so we're gonna need a header for our title, and the header is gonna be movie Mingo. So there you go. And then this movie title will have a class name. Okay, we have font weight, all right, bold, so that it shows up. So right. And then the next thing we're gonna do, I'm not sure if you can see that, but the next thing we're gonna do, yep. So next thing we're gonna do is to add a form. This is pretty much like basic HTML at the moment. So we're gonna need a form, and then before we do anything to the form, that form will have we're not gonna need an action for it. We're gonna say the ID, so it's gonna be a form. Okay, so we shall let it do stuff to this form, and so within this form we're gonna need an input text, and I'll go ahead and give it an ID of search. So the reason as to why you see me, because I want to make sure that I have this already made here, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on the HTML. I want to get to the mid end. All right, the mid end. So we shall. So I'm gonna add this on submit. All right, so this is gonna be on submit. We shall add this form later on. Okay, on submit, it should now call the handle submit. But I tell you what, right now, okay, we can add this in here, but it's not really gonna do anything at the moment. So it's gonna be handle, all right, submit, because that's gonna do something completely. Yeah, so the reason that's why you see it complaining is because it's looking for fast. So right now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna comment that out. Okay, so I'm gonna make this text white. Yeah, I'll make that text white, and yeah, so yeah, I see. So when we go back to our page, go to the main page. Okay, so now everything looks good over there, right? Just want to make sure that, let's see. So yeah, the next thing we're gonna move to is designing this UI over here. Okay.